Well, welcome everyone to this Ask the Doc Q&A. My name is Danielle Matthews, and I'll be joined in a moment by Dr. David Silverman. This call is really meant to help you understand either what you just got your hands on when you purchased the ASEA products, or to give you a little bit of time to ask questions you have specifically to figure out, is this something you want to utilize or not? And I just want to kind of set the stage for what to expect. So we're going to spend the first part of this call really going over the basics. So Dr. Silverman is going to be sharing with you safety, proper usage, expectations, and then he's going to answer whatever questions you have. So put your questions in the chat. I will take them and ask them in the order that I've received them. And once all of your questions are answered, we're then going to pivot a little bit. I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about the company behind this technology. I think it's important to understand the inception with which this got started and why this is so unique, and the chance actually for you to be part of the team that is bringing this to market. So we'll come back and have that conversation. But now I want to introduce you to Dr. Silverman. So David is retired from foot surgery. He owned his own practice and surgery center just outside of Washington, D.C., and he has since retired, sold that practice, and now he sits on ASEA's medical professional board, which is a volunteer position, but it puts him in a position to be able to learn about the research that ASEA is doing. This is a biotech company. They put millions into research, and David has a beautiful ability to take that, which is usually kind of complicated, and put it in a way like layman's terms. So we all can understand, well, what does this actually mean for my health and how is this relevant to me? So I'm going to hand things over to David. He's going to kind of go over the basics with you, and then we'll come back for questions.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you so much. Looking forward to answering everybody's questions. Hopefully, I'll get a lot of the questions answered during this discussion here. And again, people are going to put their questions in the chat, correct? All right, perfect. All right, sounds good. So let's do this. All right. So Danielle will come back in just a minute. I'm very glad that you're here. Everybody that's introduced to this initially is shocked when they have an experience with it, but it's getting to a point where you have the experience. Once you have an experience with the products, you know that it's real because it's out of the box. Doctors don't know about this really. So I'm going to go through a bit here real quickly so we can get to questions. Um, so you may have already had an experience. One of the products called RedoxGold shocks people generally. If they have discomfort in their body, it's a matter of seconds to minutes. And they see something dramatic happen and they can't understand how could something made from salt and water and gold do that? And it grabs people's attention. It may have grabbed your attention. But just please know if that's your situation, if you've had an experience, want you to know that is literally the tip of the iceberg. It may have shocked you, but there's much more to this, much more to this breakthrough than simply relief and recovery. And we're going to go through a little bit of it now, how to get you to the point where you have an experience with it, and also go through if there's any risks with it, which there are no risks. So let's talk about safety. What's in that blue bottle is in you. Your cells make it, redox signaling molecules, but you made more when you were younger. It makes it very, very unique. When you're younger, your body bounces back faster, you heal faster, you don't have conditions, most don't. Every decade of life, we produce less and less and less of what's in that blue bottle, and you see what happens to us. But because it's not a pharmaceutical, it is as different from pharmaceuticals as the invention of the light bulb was to the candle, right? It makes it very safe, very safe. It's native to the body. It's made from saline. And there might be questions coming at the end about, well, I don't understand. Is it just salt and water? We'll address those. I'm not doing that right now. I'm talking about safety and what risks there are. So safety versus pharmaceuticals. Safety for athletes. Why? Because people have a lot more energy on this. You may start playing a lot more pickleball. You may run faster than you have in 20 years. You may lift more weights. You just may have more energy, more pep in your step. Well, professional athletes and college athletes and Olympic athletes have to be concerned about performance enhancing drugs. They're performing better, but they're going to get tested. Are there any banned substances? That's why I have that there. Then I have safety for diet restrictions. And why do I have safety for the wallet? Because everybody has to make a decision. Are they going to order the product or not? Okay, so let's talk about the most important one versus pharmaceuticals. Most people, as they get older, start taking medications. Very few people are 70 years old and don't take medications. I'll be 65 this year. I don't take any medications. And people say, well, that's good genes. Well, my parents took medications at 65. My grandparents did. They weren't drinking this. I am. Can I say it's the reason I don't take medications? I can't. That would be a medical claim. This is not a medicine. So let's talk about medicines, pharmaceuticals. When you take a pharmaceutical, three things you have to be concerned about. One, you could be allergic to it. You take penicillin and you're allergic to it, you stop breathing and die. Another thing about medications is that they interact with other medications. The older people get, the more medications they get on. I guarantee you, if someone is on 10 medications, five of those medications are needed because of the side effects of the first five, right? And they interact with each other and they can cause problems. Three, medicines have toxicity. What does toxicity mean? It means poison. Toxins are poison. Every medicine is literally a poison. And if you don't believe me, just because, I take medicines, I take aspirin, I take whatever you take. I don't take it. If you take it, I'm not dying. That's because you're taking the proper dosage. You eat a whole bowl of blueberries or six bowls of blueberries till you can't even eat anymore. It's not toxic. You're not going to feel well, but you take too many aspirin or too many Lipitor or too many any medication, chemotherapy, it'll kill you because they're poisonous. That's why they're dosages. So what about the blue bottle? Look at the blue bottle. It's in you. So now look at the word allergy. Can you be allergic to it? No, no one can be allergic to it. Will it interfere with medications you take? No. Why? Because it's in you. You can't be allergic to it because it's in you, and it doesn't interfere with medicines because it's already in you. You just produced more of it last year, more of it 10 years ago. Toxicity. There's no toxicity to it. That's the miracle of this. Every single pharmaceutical has a measurement called an LD50. It stands for lethal dose 50. When they test medicines, pharmaceuticals on animals before humans, it is required it is required by the FDA to determine the LD50, lethal dose 50. At what dosage did that medicine kill half the rats? Think about that. Every medicine has one. It's a dosage that it killed half the rats. And it's usually measured in milligrams of drug to kilogram of animal, which ironically is pretty much the same ratio it is for humans. And then the FDA says, okay, now you can start testing on humans. Obviously, they have to dilute it to it's only killing so many people or injuring so many people. But what about ASEA? Remember, it's as different, as I said, it's as different from the candle as the invention of the light bulb was. It's just a different thing. There's no relationship, right? They couldn't find an LD50. If you drink too much of it, your body turns the excess back into saline. Okay. So that's the most important category. Safety for athletes, no banned substances. It's produced in an FDA registered production facility, shipped to 35 countries around the world currently. And as I'm recording this, we're recording this in 2025. NSF certified, NSF sports certified, and WADA approved, World Anti-Doping Agency. Safety for diet restrictions. Well, guess what? Certified kosher, certified halal, gluten and dairy free. And for people that say, I can't, my doctor says I can't take it, I have high blood pressure, it's salt. Read the label. The label says it comes to 180 milligrams of sodium per 6 ounces of ASEA, which is about 180 milliliters. There's more sodium in a slice of bread, so very low sodium. It is made from salt and water, but the amount of sodium is really tiny. Safety for the wallet. What's the risk if you buy it? There is no risk. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, and literally nice people can get their product paid for by the company because the company spends no money on advertising. Insurance does not pay for this. Okay. If you buy organic food, does insurance pay you for the difference between organic lettuce and non-organic? No. You're making a lifestyle choice, a choice for your health, which is a smart choice. This is a smart choice also. But nobody's going to pay for your organic food. ASEA will pay you for sharing this with people. Okay, so there is a built-in mechanism for people on fixed incomes to get their product subsidized or free. All right, I want to talk about the gold product real quick before we get into the liquid. The gold is probably the way a lot of people come to know that this is real because they have an instant experience with this product. The gold, the liquid, the ASEA liquid, the bottle in my hand, the ingredients say sodium chloride and water. This has a couple of other ingredients. So There's the water, there's the salt, which makes the redox molecules. There's a sodium magnesium fluorosilicate, which is just simply a clay, an inert clay that turns the liquid into a gel. Sodium phosphate is a buffer just to bring the pH down, and 24 karat gold, which acts as a catalyst, and you can see it in there. If you want a lot of just 6 minutes on just this, go to goldbreakthrough.com. That'll be very helpful to you. Okay. All right. Now, how do you validate this is real? Well, as we age, we have a lot of things that bother us: joints, sleeping, mood, digestive, and the pesky thing called wrinkles. Take pictures of your skin. This works at the cellular level. Your skin is made up of cells, your pancreas is made up of cells, everything is made up of cells. But when you take pictures, pictures don't lie. So just take photographs. We didn't make no claims that this cures, heals, or treats anything. You just take photographs, and this is how you can prove to yourself that it's real. No matter what you have a brother-in-law who's the smartest neurosurgeon at the greatest hospital in the world that says, oh, that's silly, it's just salt water. Once you have your experience, it doesn't matter what anybody says because you know that it's real and you know that they're wrong. Okay. With the liquid, it's very important to baseline everything in your health before you start. Okay. On day 0. Now, look at the bottom. It says athletic performance and take pictures of your skin, hair, and nails. Okay, so get this form from your friend, or you can get it at myredox.info and baseline everything. And if you follow my instructions that I'm going to write down right here, go through with you, this is what you can expect. It doesn't cure you or heal you. Okay, your body does the healing by this amplifying signaling. But by day 7, expect 15% of people to see something dramatic change here. Dramatic. Okay. That leaves 85% of people that don't see anything in the first week. By day 30, and that's the money back guarantee, 60% of people see dramatic changes. And by day 90, 90% of people see dramatic changes. So commit to go 90 days. If you're not seeing things by day 30, you'll just take this gel and you'll go put it on 10 people that have discomfort anywhere in their body, mild to severe, and you'll know that it's real. And that will be enough validation that if you're not in the 60% of people that see something dramatic in the first month, you will go the 90 days because you have validation. So if you have a digestive problem, rate your digestion right now and flip the form over and write on the back, what is it? Do you have diarrhea? Are you constipated? Do you have horrible agony, pain, whatever it is, right? And maybe another problem you have is libido. So rate your libido. But don't just focus on those two. Go down this checklist and look at every little thing. What's your energy level like? How well do you sleep? Do you have memory problems or focusing problems, mood problems, neurological problems, digestive problems? Just go down the list, okay, and baseline everything. Now, here we go. Here are the expectations and how to take it. First of all, stay well hydrated. You will detox. Your body is going to purge itself of a lot of toxins that are trapped in your cells. Just like when you get a deep tissue massage, they give you water. Drink a lot of water. Target on water intake is take your body weight in pounds, divide that number by 2, and that's the number of ounces you should strive to drink every day of drinking water the first week or so, or 2 weeks. So a 150-pound person should target 75 ounces of water. Don't mix it with anything. It weakens it. It comes with a little 2-ounce cup, a 60 ml cup. Pour it into the cup, put it in your mouth, and hold it for 30 seconds before you swallow it. It gets into your bloodstream through absorption, not digestion. So it's going to get in through your mouth, your tongue, your cheeks, your esophagus, right? If you have someone that won't do that, just have them drink it. Okay. It works. Just drink it. It just works. I'm giving you the best way to take it. All right. Now, how much? The first week, drink 4 ounces a day. That's one of those little cups in the morning and one of the little cups at night, right? By day 7, as I told you, 15% of people are stunned. The 85% of people who are not stunned yet haven't seen anything significant. They should temporarily double it to what's called the magic 8. Go to 8 ounces a day and you stay there until you see your shift. Some people will go to 10. Some people will go to 12 to get over the hump. I'm giving for majority of people, this is the way to do it. And this is fine to do this. You stay at the 8 ounces a day until you see your shifts. And again, by day 30, it's 60% of people, and by day 90, it's 90% of people. I'm not saying by day 90 you're 15 years old again. What I'm saying is you saw something dramatically shift there, and you know that it's real. It's validating. The longer you're on it, the more shifts you're going to see. Okay. It's very important in the first, as soon as possible, we want people to have an experience, to not go by hearsay, right? Once you see your changes, to save money, you can go to 6 ounces a day. Some people need 8, some people need 5, some people need 10. The majority of people, it's 6 ounces a day, and they have a subscription. That's a great deal on this. As we're recording this in 2025, the Essentials bundle gives you 6 bottles of ASEA a month, and the subscription is click to cancel. There's no contract. But when you're on subscription, this is what you should get. 6 bottles of ASEA. You get a free tube of Renew 28, which is the gel that works for wrinkles and all kinds of things with the skin, and free shipping. And as we're doing this right now, today, um, it's $215 for that bundle, and you get a lot of extra free product. You talk to the person who introduced this to you, so you understand this. But you want to get it from an authorized ASEA associate. Get your own account so you know you're getting authentic product from the FDA registered production facility. And it actually, for instance, compared to Amazon, it's a lot cheaper through your associate or get your own account than through Amazon. Now, if you want really fast validation, you use the magic gels. We say wrinkles and relief. Everybody likes that. Wrinkles and relief. So the white tube is Renew 28, and just take pictures of your skin and use it and watch what happens. The company has several anti-aging products that to use, but the Renew 28 is the cornerstone of it for anti-aging. The Redox Gold, as I said, just find a few people who are hurting and watch what happens. This prove me wrong. You have 30 days with a money back guarantee. This is what you do. You find 10 people, ask them what their level of hurting is on a scale of 1 to 10. You can be one of them. In multiple areas of the body, hip, back, neck, maybe they got 5 places that hurt. They rate it on a 1 to 10. And this is just a 10-minute test. They apply about a blueberry size of the Redox Gold in my hand here to the area. It'll dry right away. There's no greasy, no smell, nothing. It'll dry in 20 seconds. And you don't even know it's there. At 5 minutes, if they're not already having dramatic results, which watch what happens to a good number of them. If they're not, just do it again. Now remember, there's no limit. You can put it on 5 times, 10 times, but generally, if you put it on once or twice, watch what happens to almost every single person, if not everyone. Within 30 seconds to 10 minutes, you will have your validation. And this is not just relief for discomfort, it's relief and recovery, both. So when you go to goldbreakthrough.com, you'll see that. I love the gold because it just came out in the United States. It's the next generation. It's focused on relief and recovery because there's so many people in this world. And if you share this with people, you'll run into people like this guy. It says, I don't believe it. ASEA sounds too good to be true. If it worked that well, my doctor would have told me about it. I read on Google, okay, which is a search engine, not a research engine. It's just salt water. Thanks anyway. I'll keep taking my medications. Well, when you take this gel and you get it, and you probably already had an experience with it yourself, we have a form called Test on 10. We want people to go out and build rock solid belief immediately. 10 people you know, open-minded, closed-minded, it doesn't matter. You do that, follow that protocol. They rate their discomfort level, put it on once or twice, and you see it happen. You see it happen to other people who you know. You have rock solid belief. And no matter what anybody says, you know that it's real. And I put this on here because both gels have purposes. So the Redox Gold is really targeted for relief and recovery discomfort. The Renew 28 is more for skin, aging skin, and so forth. So we're going to bring Danielle back up. We're going to put questions in the chat, and hopefully I answered most of the questions there. But let's go, Danielle. What do we got?
All right. Yeah, you always do a good job of getting the basics out there. So one of the first things that came through in the chat was when I think you were talking about the salt and water. And they said, well, how come the ingredients don't say redox signaling molecules? Why does it say salt and water?
Okay, so our bodies are filled with saline. So I'm gonna give you a reference. Our mitochondria, in our mitochondria, we make redox molecules from saline. That's the building blocks. There is a site I mentioned. I put together the site gettingyoungerclub.com. Everybody should write that down. Just save it. Okay. That's all you got to remember. Gettingyoungerclub.com. I put interest-specific videos on here. The first three are about Redox Gold. Okay. All three of these. This you can look up specific issues if somebody asks today about a specific health thing. We'll be able to direct them to that. What are redox molecules? How do they work in the body? 10 minutes. Deeper science and research. Click that. There's PDF studies for science people, they want that. The one you're asking about now is salt water. Look at number 9. It says not just salt and water. Just watch that. But bottom line is it's not salt water anymore. It was salt water. That video will explain it very, very well.
Wonderful. So people are asking, I've got a variety of questions. I'll sort of kind of lump them. So I have someone asking about, I'm dealing with a parent that is losing their memory. What can I do with that? I have other people asking specifics about like COPD. How much do you recommend? What's the proper way to use it for issues like that? Can you speak to specific issues?
Yeah, so we're not going to talk about diseases. So I can't say it helps COPD, can't say it helps Alzheimer's. We can't say that because actually this product does not heal you. Your body heals itself. This amplifies signaling in the body so the body can heal itself. But we're not allowed to make any claims. I can't claim that this works for pain, and I didn't because that would be a medical claim. This is not a medical product. So what I say is go find 10 people that are hurting and just follow that simple protocol. And so you'll know that it's real without me saying certain things. Um, so for instance, at gettingyoungerclub.com, I'm going to go back there again, Danielle. At this site, number 5, and this is the most important one because every person who's watching this, I'm talking to you. You are thinking of issues you have or someone you love has. Come to number 5. What about my issue? Click it. It takes you to this site where people are sharing exactly what happened with them. Okay, they're videos. And the password is the word redox, lowercase, REDOX. I already put the password in, so I'm here. Come here, watch this overview video first. It tells you the runtime. It's 9 minutes and 54 seconds. And let me tell you, it's worth 10 minutes of your time for something that can change the rest of your life. And then come over here where it says what's important to you, right? So you see up here, it's got blood sugar. Here it's got gut bowel issues. Watch what happens. You mentioned memory. So I'm going to click memory. It sorts through all the stories and pulls up the ones that somewhere in here a person is sharing what happened with their memory. So this is Pat. It's 8 minutes and 22 seconds. Relief from leg discomfort, improved memory and mental clarity, improved thyroid and bowel function. So again, if you look at the information of how this product works, what it does in the body, you'll understand that it's just broad spectrum. It does everything is cellular. But so that's why so many things change. So when you play this, she's just sharing exactly what happened with her. And if you share this with somebody that English is not their first language, you can change the subtitles. Can you see this? Look at them changing. There's French, German, Italian, Chinese. It's wonderful. So maybe it was a breathing problems you mentioned. So go to breathing, click breathing, and it sorts through and pulls up the ones that are breathing issues. And there are other sites where people are sharing. But again, everybody has to make a decision. Am I going to order this product? Everybody you put this on will order it. They want it. When you put it on 90% of the time, like, how do I get this? This is the more important product because this goes to the entire body. This is the door opener. Um, so we just can't make claims, but these tools that are in place will help you better understand what's possible. But you can use them to share with other people too, these tools.
Yeah. And is it safe to say, like I've heard you say before, if you can get redox closer to the area of concern that you have, right? Because some people are very consciously aware of one issue, right? Like the COPD. So are there ways to get the redox more closely focused on an area that is of concern for people, or like if they have neurological stuff going on. Like, can you kind of share different ways that we can,
Sure.
leverage this?
Yeah, because I went with the real basics and that. And anybody that's asking, how do I use it for a specific, just rewind this and go back to what I shared there, and you'll see. Um, but for instance, if I had a problem with my thyroid, I would be drinking this and I would be putting this here many times a day. If I had problems with um, um, anywhere in my body, I would be using this in addition to the liquid and getting it on. Um, One of the things we do often is put the liquid in a little sprayer or a nebulizer, and you can put it directly in your eye. So let's say you had issues with your eyes. We can't claim this is going to help. Um, and in fact, it doesn't. Your body does the healing. This is just amplifying signaling. We can't say it's going to help, but what we can say is it can't hurt. I'm putting it in my eye. I'm breathing it straight into my lungs. So you can do whatever you want with this. That's the beauty of it. And nobody is going to claim it's going to help. You just have to, you don't have to even trust. You just have to say, let me just see if it helps because it can't hurt. Now it
Someone's asking, they said,
looks like I'm crying. I'm sorry.
so someone's asking, they said they're taking several different supplements. Is this going to replace the supplements that they're taking? What do you recommend to stop them or keep them going when they start their ASEA?
Well, I always say, as I say, just keep taking everything you're doing. So when you go back and you rewind this and you go back, um, you can see going through that checklist of every little thing in your health. Just keep taking your medicines. It doesn't interfere with anything because it's in you already. And say my medicines, my supplements, everything got me to where it said day zero. Here is where I am today, and just add these. Now, there's no nutritional value to this. Okay, so we do need nutrition. We can't get enough of it from our foods, right? We don't still have enough omega in our diet. So the company has nutritional products. Here's just one of them. This is omega. There's a prebiotic, probiotic. They have targeted redox products that work a little bit differently. We're not going through all of that, but because we just don't have time, so we kind of focus initially on these three. When someone says, "My God, this is real," what else does this company have? I didn't believe this was going to work, but what else is there? And they can see anti-aging products too. There's a Redox clay mask, lots of things. So I always say, stay on your supplements, stay on everything, see what improves. And a lot of people spend a lot of money on supplements and they see such dramatic change with this. They're like, God, do I still need to take those supplements that I was taking? And you know what? Wean yourself off and see what happens. And you're like, I'm still feeling great. My blood work is even better than it was when I was on the supplements. And just to save money, um, it's a wonderful thing. This saves a lot of suffering and it saves a lot of money actually, because we look at health insurance. People say I have health insurance. It's really not health insurance. It's kind of like financial insurance. So you can go to the doctor, right? So you don't go bankrupt. I'd rather insure my health by having my body hear what's going on in it and let my body take care of it, the problem, the way it did when I was younger.
Yeah. I have someone asking about their dog. It's an older dog, is dealing with some issues, and they're wondering how best to get their dog to take it.
Well, number one, we have a site put together for what this does for animals. And people say, animals, it works for animals. Well, are puppies healthier than older dogs? Are younger horses older than old? Redox is a huge field of science. This is massive. If you go to pubmed.gov, you'll see. Just search redox signaling molecules. But there's a site called animalwebinar.com, and the password is associate, word associate with a capital A, associate, animalwebinar.com, and go click archives, look at the veterinarians, listen to the breeders, and so forth. Our dog wouldn't drink it. And so, you're not supposed to mix this with anything, but we did a little bit because if you mix ASEA with anything organic foods or juices, it weakens it a little bit. But we put the liquid in a little glass bowl. Don't put it in metal either. If you put this in metal, it will destabilize it. So a little glass bowl, she wouldn't drink it. So we would drop a tiny piece of chicken in there and it would sink to the bottom. And she would lap it down, lap it, lap it, lap it, lap it to get the piece of chicken. Now she just likes it. She laps it down anyway. So that's how we got her to drink it because she's 8.5 and we want to have her for a really long time.
Yeah, I did the same thing with my dog, and he recently had some issues. He had to get surgery, and I put the topical, right? Because it's like if you can localize, the closer you can get at the area of issue, the better. And the vet, when I had to send in pictures, they were like, "What did this is immaculate? Like, what did you do with this incision site?" And I just smiled.
It's wonderful. It's so empowering to have these products in your household. And
Yeah.
we all go through that belief building stage. And that's why we do these Zooms so that people can say, hey, I have nothing to lose. Let me just see. Let me take it properly with proper expectations. Let me just see what happens.
Exactly. So the final question here, someone is sharing that they gave this to somebody, they've been on it for a couple of weeks, and they said that they're feeling worse. Blood pressure has gone up a little bit. They're like just feeling really out of it, and they are wondering some guidance for that situation.
So I mentioned if you go back to when I went through what to do properly, how to properly take is drink a lot of water because you detox. Less than 10% of people will have these things happen at the beginning where things get a little strange at the beginning. They might feel really tired. They're like, I thought I was going to have more energy, and they feel tired or achy, or somebody told me they had ringing in their ear, blood pressure possibly going up a little bit. It's your body trying to purge all these toxins out. This boosts levels of glutathione. I don't have time to go into all the science, but you're detoxing. Just like when you get a deep tissue massage, the first thing they give you is water. Well, you're going to detox a lot. A lot of toxins are going to come out. So if that happens to you and you're not drinking a lot of water, drink a lot of water. I already went through how much to drink. If you are drinking a lot of water, it's happening, then back off of the initial amounts of ASEA. Instead of doing 4 ounces a day that first week, and then don't jump up to 8 ounces a day, the magic eight. If you're having detox symptoms, just go a little bit slower. Let your body get rid of the garbage, and then you can start increasing the ASEA.
Yeah, I get so excited when people tell me that. I know it's a strange reaction, but I'm like, oh, fabulous. It means you're responding really well, and there's something that needs to come out
That's right.
that's in you. So don't fret. It's a good sign, and it'll feel better when all that's out of you. So I think, David, that's all the questions that were in the chat. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention or touch on before we move on to the next section?
Um, the only thing I would say is if you were sharing this with people, you will run into people that no matter what you say, they're just not going to listen to you. And if they do, if you run into people like that, then I always have a little hope that something in their body hurts them. It sounds terrible, but their neck, their back, carry this everywhere you go. Carry this everywhere you go. Everybody is hurting somewhere, almost everybody. And this is a gift that has no toxicity to it all. And again, I mentioned that test on 10 form. Once you get your product, go do the test on 10 people, and you will 100% know that this is real. You will feel good that you could help somebody so quickly. I mean, as a doctor, I could do that. I was a board certified foot surgeon. Anybody can do this, anybody. And many of us feel obligated to share with people. And some people say, hey, you know what? I want to get my product for free, or I want to turn this into a business and create residual income. Danielle is a diamond executive in the company. She speaks all over the world. She's so respected by everybody at the company. And again, we're independent. We don't work for the company. There's corporate, and then there's us. Us is an independent field of distributors or associates. But she has a really, really eloquent and elegant way of explaining this business opportunity. And you may or may not be interested in it. Maybe you have enough money. Maybe you have enough time freedom. Maybe you love what you do. Maybe you have enough meaning in your life. Maybe you help people in different ways. But you probably do know somebody that could use an opportunity for any of those reasons, would love to find something to generate residual income, money while you sleep, by simply making people aware of a gift, an absolute gift that they're going to find out about anyway. So Danielle's going to cover that. And Danielle, thanks so much. I love listening to you. I'm going to sit back and listen to you now. Okay.
Perfect. Well, thank you, David, and thank you all for joining us. If you came just to learn about the product, hopefully your questions got answered. You are off to a good start now, have correct expectations of what to expect as you begin using your Redox. And I would invite you, though, to stay on because the conversation I'm going to have with you now I, at the beginning, was just interested in getting my health back. All I cared about were these products and were they safe and would they interact with my medicines. But as things started to shift, which I'll touch on, my vision expanded and I started to learn a little bit about the company behind this and what they were really up to. And I want to kind of help you expand your vision a little bit. And one of the most common things, no one asked it today, but one of the most common things I hear people say is, hey, if this is so good, how come I don't know about it? Why doesn't my doctor tell me about this? And there is something that I want to make sure you understand, and that is the law of diffusion of innovation. So it's a bell curve. We're all familiar with bell curves. And in a bell curve, right, you have these early adopters. So think about an innovative technology. You can think about penicillin when that came out, that kind of a medical innovation. There was a gap, there was a chasm before people thought, yeah, bread mold's really going to solve our problems. Well, the war happened and then they needed it, and boom, the masses integrated it. Think about when smartphones came out. There was a chasm, there was a gap before people wanted to have everything right there on their phone and be going on the internet on this tiny little device. They liked their computers, but then it caught on. Uber, right? There was a lot of opposition to it at the beginning. There was a big chasm. I know I didn't want to get in a stranger's car. I was like, no, I'll call a taxi. And maybe there's some laggards out there, right? These are the people that still have never gotten an Uber. Right now, full self-driving cars are coming out. And I'd say there is a big chasm before society is going to integrate and the masses are going to say, yes, I'm fine to get in a car that doesn't have a steering wheel and the car is going to take me from A to B. This is what happens. And guys, as you just learned from Dr. Silverman, ASEA, the redox saline technology is disruptive. It is different. I love what he says about a candle and a light bulb. We, yes, both produce light, but one does it in a very different way than the other. The way that redox supports your system with your health, working at the root, helping all the cells function properly, the signal to be strong, that makes a trickle-up effect. So now we're working at the cause rather than the effect level, and it is disruptive. They, too, have had to bridge this chasm. And so the masses have not necessarily integrated ASEA yet. And it's interesting because this chasm over the last 15 years, this is not new. This has been around for 15 years. Tens of thousands of people, I think they've sold over 3 million bottles of ASEA, have been using this. So you see the stories, right? Dr. Silverman showed you where you can go listen to them. You can actually hear these people talk. You feel it, right? Because you can see their facial expressions. But they've also been bridging this gap with research. And this is just a snapshot of some of the research that's going on right now about ASEA specifically. So redox is a huge field of science. Please understand this. Laboratories across everywhere, the US and beyond, are studying redox signaling molecules. Pharmaceutical companies study redox signaling molecules. It is a fascinating field that has been growing over the last 20 or so years, but this is research specific to ASEA, structure function studies. The University of Bath in Western Australia, over the last 3 years, it's their research that led to the formulation of RedoxGold, where we went from this broad spectrum technology to boom, we can focus in and take all of that energy and potential into one particular pathway to get a very specific result quickly, relief and recovery. So this is a biotech company. They're always doing research and it's helping to bridge that gap because, yeah, at the beginning, like any innovative technology, there's ridicule, there's opposition, right? Taxi drivers were not happy when Uber came out, and Uber drivers are not going to be happy about full self-driving coming out, right? Well, redox has been ridiculed and opposed. There's people on the internet that say it's expensive salt water. I mean, come on, there's something beneath the surface here. There's more than meets the eye. You need to dig a little bit deeper to go, okay, well, what can sodium chloride, hydrogen, and oxygen make? A lot of different molecules, right? And so the people that have been sharing this, like Dr. Silverman and myself, for over a decade, have met with a lot of ridicule and opposition, but now it's becoming self-evident. Guys, this is a point in history. Timing's everything, so pay close attention, because we are moving into the acceptance phase, where when you put gold on somebody, like David's telling you, go test it on 10 people so you can validate yourself. You don't need to take anyone else's word for it. Go watch with your own 2 eyes. Go see. This is going to go from a little-known health science breakthrough to a household name. It just like antioxidants are now known, right? In every household, right? Terry Koch's trying to say they have antioxidants. It's like it's something that's out there. Redox will be the same. There is a shift. If you're paying attention, you're starting to see it. People talking about cellular health, mitochondrial health, everything that happens at the foundational level. This is the space we're playing in, and we are leaps and bounds ahead of anyone else. No one else is able to stabilize redox signaling molecules, though they have tried. But you can be part. People are going to want to purchase this stuff. People have needs, and they are now wanting to get to the root of the issue, not just take, X and Y and Z medication to cover up symptoms. They're looking for real options and how to empower the body to do what the body's designed to do. And you can be the person that they get it from. You can educate, and we have a very simple system. Right? If you take a picture of anything that I talk about today, it's this. This is what you need to remember. Share, show, connect. What do I mean? Share your story. Hey, I started drinking the Redox and my health tracker was here and now it's here. Hey, I had this issue and I put the RedoxGold and after 5 minutes, now it's like this. Just share what happened with you. Share why you're excited even to just learn if nothing's happened yet. And then show people a demonstration. Let them try the gold, right? Show them a video if you're not physically with them so they can understand what it is and how it works. And then, this is an interesting part, connect. What do I mean by that? Connect to a third party. Connect to a webinar, connect on a group text message, connect to a Facebook group where there's thousands of people sharing, connect to someone beyond you. Your friends and family don't know you as some expert in knowing about the most innovative health technology, right? They know you through the lens that they know you, but connect them to an expert, connect them to community of people that are saying, hey, I use this stuff. Hey, it really worked. It's like this external validation, the social proof. It makes a world of difference, right? You don't have to convince anybody, just get them connected in so they can see the big picture. It's like invite them in the room to look around. That's all we do. I think about my friend Ricardo. He was working for the government, very uninspired by his work and feeling a lack of purpose. And he started using ASEA. He was just drinking it, having great results, was liking what it was doing, and was fascinated by it. He couldn't stop talking about it. And his partner at the time, Ruthie, said, hey, why don't you get involved? Why don't you share that stuff with other people? And he said, well, I've got no business experience. Well, he went and he searched out for a mentor. And you get a mentor in this company. And that mentor showed him exactly how to do what I just described. Share, show, connect. He started doing that, started to find his passion, got really excited. He wrote a book about this, and he has just followed this system, and now it has changed things for him. And guys, you can do the same thing. And what I love is that mentorship comes for free. This is a very elegant business model. All right, your mentor is incentivized to help you because if you succeed, they succeed. They can't succeed without your success. It's like a team. Okay, it's not an individual sport. It's a collective group. And we work together. I know so many people. I work with naturopathic doctors. I have worked with a lot of local business owners. They are not taught how to run a business, or they have to spend big money to be taught the system to run it successfully, or they have to invest in coaches and all of these programs. And guys, none of that happens here. You get your mentorship for free. We will teach you how to start this business. We will teach you whatever you want, how to get your product costs covered or beyond. And we have a simple concept: believe, belong, become. You can believe in this technology, the product, believe in the company, believe in this model of how to bring it to market through word of mouth, believe in your mentorship and coaching, and believe in yourself. I see a lot of people trip up with that. They don't quite believe in themselves. But borrow our belief, right? Borrow your mentor's belief, and you'll start to belong to this community of people. I always say it's like your seed of potential gets into the right soil so it can grow. And you will become a better version of you. It's like your emotional intelligence increases, your self-awareness, your confidence, your ability to communicate. You all of a sudden have more purpose. Like you're literally, what you know can change someone's life. You start to feel responsible. You get more bold, and you can then create an income through doing that, which can change your life. All right. And oops, I went the wrong direction there. I want you to think about your life right now. And I know this is silly, but please play along with me. When you were little, you would have loved this. All right, we get to be adults and all of a sudden, we don't dream anymore. But think about if you found that genie lamp in Aladdin and you rubbed it and the genie popped out. And so today I'm your genie and I'm saying you get one wish. What is the one thing in your life right now, snap of fingers, you wished it could be changed and gone or fixed? All right, what is it? And think about it. I can't come up with this for you. This is a you thing. It's going to be different for all of you. Is it your health? Do you have something off with your health and you're like, I just want my health back? Guys, if you don't have your health, you have one problem. Once you have your health, you can have a lot of other problems, but without it, it's all that matters. Is it freedom? You feel like your time's not yours. Your like in this rat race going around and having to do all these other things for other people, and you have no time freedom. Maybe it's debt. You want to just snap your fingers and get out of debt. Perhaps it's just to have a better life where you don't have to worry about how much is in the bank account. Do I need to get the sale items? Like, what am I doing here? I can't go buy, the school supplies for the kids, or I can't get presents for my grandkids. Whatever it is, do you just want a better life? Do you want a dream home, perhaps, to build? Do you want to go on a dream vacation or take your family on one? Do you want to just be able to work from anywhere and just travel the world? Do you want, like Ricardo, to do what you love and love what you do? Find passion, find purpose. Are you someone that maybe has everything, but you want to be able to give back, to give to others maybe that are less fortunate, or to give in a certain way? Or perhaps you just want to be around like minds. They say the 5 people you hang around the most is who you become. And so who's your circle? Do you need to expand that? Do you need to get connected with people that maybe think more like you, that want to, push health in a different direction, that want to be around people that are building lives of their dreams and creating residual income and, doing things that are very different? You can have that. And I will tell you, my life changed this day. And I asked you guys, what your wish was. And my wish after this day was just to get my health back, because I was hit by a drunk driver and I sustained an injury to my brain that stopped me from being able to work. I couldn't earn an income. I had to move back in with my family. And I was in a dark room, basically sleeping all day because I couldn't handle light, noise, constant pressure in my head. I was dizzy. It was not a good situation. And doctors told me it would be my new normal after a year. They said my body had done the healing it would do. And I will tell you, I did not have a plan B in place financially. And all I wanted was my health restored. And ASEA came into my life. I pushed it away at the beginning. I thought it sounded like glorified salt water, too good to be true. Eventually, I was told it can't hurt you. It might help you. Just try it. And within about 3 months, I started to see shifts, stuff that had not been happening for over 2 years. And as I continued to take it, I was able to regain the ability to go out there and work and to function. And I got my health back. And so when that happened, I just thought, well, I've got a second lease on life here. What do I want to do with it? Guys, tomorrow's not guaranteed for any of us. Like, let me just pause for a moment and remind us, like, we're here by a thread. There are no guarantees. So why wait? Whatever you want to create it now. Start working on your dream now so we can shift life 5 years from now, right? Or you're finding passion in today. Because what if it was your last? And I say that just to wake you up, right? To remind you of that, because my life reminded me of it. So I'll pay it forward to you without you having to go through this. But I started to say, to my parents, like, I don't ever want to be in a position again where if I lose my health, I lose my ability to earn money. Like, I need to create some passive income. And I also said, look, I don't want to be tied down to someone telling me, you have to be at this job from 9 to 5, and these are only the vacation days you get. And I said, I don't want to do that. Life's too short. I want to live it. I want to live where I want to live. I want to do what I want to do. And I want to have an impact, and I want to have purpose, because if it's my last day, it needs to be spent well. And my mom said to me, Danielle, you should partner with ASEA. And I was like, Mom, I went to the University of Virginia, top university here in the United States. I was like, I got a great degree, not to go be some sleazy network marketing sales lady. I'm not doing that. And I totally blew her off. And my mom, bless her, she was so patient with me. She just said, sometimes, Danielle, you don't know what you don't know in life. And why don't you just come? Because you're clearly not understanding what's on offer here. And I told her I'd go to one of these events, and then don't ask me ever again. And I went, and she took me to, it was called the Ethos Academy. And the founder of the company, Tyler Norton, it was a father-son team that founded it. This is the son. He was talking for 8 hours on the ethos. I didn't even know what that word meant. I went to this, and I was like rolling my eyes. I sat on the edge of my chair for 8 hours listening to this man. He spent 1 hour on each piece of their ethos. And I had goosebumps head to toe. I kept looking at my mom going, you got to be kidding me. I can't believe this. Like, this company is everything you could dream of. Like, all the things I was asking for. I could create residual income. I could have an impact. And I thought, is this really real? And so then I spent the rest of that conference, the rest of the weekend, talking to as many people as I could. Like, is this true? Have you created this? Like, is this actually possible? And all of them said, yes, 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 yes. And I was like, they're no different than me. If they figured it out, I sure as heck can figure it out. And so I just went home, and I got books. I found mentors. I started doing what they told me to do. I failed at it, but I just said, I'm going to give it a year. I'm going to learn what I can learn, and I'm going to do what they say to do, and we'll see where I am after a year. And after a year, I hadn't earned very much. I covered the cost of my products for sure, but I thought, wow, if I just keep doing this and get better and better at it, like I can create a beautiful life for myself down the road. And I had people telling me, oh, Danielle, you need to get serious, get a real job, you know. And I just thought, no, I see something here. I see the type of life that I want to live if I can make it work. And time's going to pass anyway, so I may as well try. And I had other jobs that I was doing to kind of get things steady. And I built this up on the side. And then eventually I was able to go full time with it. And it has been amazing. And I will tell you guys, you are partnering with a company that is not a startup. Okay. They were founded in 2009. They have been profitable since their first year. They're privately owned and they have no long-term debt. All right. Understand that's who you're hitching, you know, your wagon is getting hitched up to this horse. And everything's made in the US, FDA registered production facility. It's audited by them. You can go tour it if you want. Just reach out to the company. There's dates. They do open houses. It's amazing. And there's global distribution, right? So you partner with them and immediately you're in business in over 35 markets where product is shipped to them, paid in that currency, gets to them within a week. I mean, it's just incredible what's already in place. They've already done $1 billion in revenue. All right, we're past being a startup, but the masses don't know about us yet. So all of the potential is still there. That's why I said timing is everything. You're in the right time at the right moment in time to be able to be a part of this, right? The wave has not crested and isn't coming in yet. We're swimming to get it in. And there's thousands of trade secrets on this, which is important to understand that stabilizing redox signaling molecules was thought to be impossible. These guys have done it. They have trade secrets on the process and there's no competition. 15 years in the marketplace, zero competition still. And we're already on, you know, version 2.0 of the product. So I think most importantly, you know, other than like this was kind of put your business hat on for a minute, understand who you're partnering with. They're a P over E company. That's what I experienced when I first met them. What's that mean? People, principles, purpose. That's P. It's greater than ego and economics. They keep that ratio. They're not just worried about the bottom line and their own egos. They're worried about, is this doing the right thing for people? Is this purpose driven? And they keep that. And that's the ethos of the company. It's their corporate soul. They're principle driven. I think one of the examples of this kind of brought to life is their Advancing Life Foundation. So this is a nonprofit that they started 10 years ago and they fund it fully. Like they cover all the operating costs. And any donations to it, they match dollar for dollar. And all of that goes to the services that they provide. And, you know, you can put a donation to them on your subscription. So I buy my products every month and I donate to Advancing Life every month, and ASEA matches that donation. It's just a beautiful thing. And they're doing work, I mean, not even in places where we do business. Like right now they're doing some work in Ecuador. I'll be joining them on that trip. And ASEA, you can't even purchase ASEA in that country, right? It's not for good PR, just because this is what they're doing. It's principles, purpose, it's where the needs are, that's where they go. And I talked about that network of people that you're going to meet, and it is amazing the types of people from all over the world that get drawn into this. First of all, they're heart-centered people that want to make a difference. So those are the people you're going to get to be around. And they're also savvy business-wise, and you get to learn a lot from them. They've created maybe a life that you want to create. And so they'll teach you how they did it. And I'll just come here, realredoxresults.biz, B-I-Z. The password is redox, all lowercase. Listen to these. They're like 2-3 minutes. Listen to the types of people. Why are they involved in what's happening with the business side? All right, it will expand your mind. It expanded mine. And I'm so grateful because it changed my life. My life would be in a very different track had I not said yes to doing this. And so, you know, this is Edwina Lee. I always think about her because she lives on the other side of the world from me. I never would have met her were it not for ASEA. She's not like on my team or anything. She's part of the ASEA family. And I have been so inspired by this woman. She's a mom of 4, and she has been able to build a business to help other moms build a business in ASEA. And I have learned so much from her and been able to brainstorm, and just beautiful things come out, right? They say that your net worth is reflective of your network. And so if you need to shift and change those people around you, get involved. All right, get involved. And it's just like the people that you meet will lift and change you. So coming back to your reason, that thing we could snap our fingers and give you right now, what is it? And I guarantee you there is a dollar amount that would help you to achieve that. And so your mentor can show you exactly what you need to do to reach whatever rank in our company that will give you the means to create what you want to create. All right. And I promise you, you don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Make this simple, right? Share, show, connect. I will tell you right now, your first step. Go over to discoverredoxtraining.com. There's an orientation there. Watch that training. If you're inspired, you can click the training tab and watch the core business trainings, or even go down and watch Tyler's ethos trainings. Get yourself activated, get an account. So you're active and then get into action. Dr. Silverman already told you what to do. Go test on 10. Test the product on 10 people, validate it for yourself so that you know what you know and you can't be at the mercy of anyone's opinion because you've seen it with your own two eyes. You're not taking my word for it or his, you're doing it yourself. And then be consistent, sharing, showing, connecting, plug people in. We have great things and resources for people. You can get free product. You can also get referral codes as you start, so people can get discounts. And this is just a beautiful thing for you to be able to get involved with. So I hope that this has maybe enlightened you in some ways. And I want to just look into chat if there's any questions about this side of things, resources or anything out there. Most of the time, your mentor is going to be the person that shared ASEA with you. Now, if that person is clueless, just ask up. There is somebody, they're probably called your diamond upline, that can support you. We encourage you, of course, to come to the conference that the company puts on. So every other year, it's an international conference at like a destination location. And then in between those, they have regional conferences. Guys, your mind will expand. Big decisions get made at big events. You sometimes have to take yourself out of your current bubble and circumstances and put yourself in a new place in order for things to change. That certainly is what happened for me. My life would be very different if I hadn't gone to one of those events. So if you go to ASEAglobal.com, you click on their events section, you'll see what's upcoming with the conference. And so we invite you to come. I would love to meet you there, Dr. Silverman as well. You'll get connected with the whole community of just like-minded people, and it's a beautiful thing. So any other questions you might have, please reach out to the person that shared with you. They can get them answered, and we look forward to seeing you on the other side and seeing what ASEA brings you.